Galatians 5:26. Let us not become conceited, competing against one another, envying one another. One of my most frequented feelings is that of envy. This feeling that I want what others have, the feeling of joy in the pain of others, the feeling of agony in the success of others, not being able to find joy in other people's happiness, not being able to mourn with others, always wanting to be better than others. Envy is one of those feelings that is immediately apparent to me and infinitely painful. It's like a thorn that pierces my heart, a quiet ache that never departs. I try to rid myself of it, but the feeling never fades. Evolutionary psychologists say that envy may have developed to help track social hierarchies, so kind of a defense mechanism, a way of allowing us to survive, allowing us to compete against one another. Because just think about it, when we feel pain in the success of others, we're motivated to do better, we're inclined to work harder. The very mechanism by which our physical bodies survive, our souls are destroyed. The way of taking care and nourishing our physical bodies actively takes away from our spiritual lives. Moreover, psychologists now distinguish between two kinds of envy. So there's benign envy, which is kind of a pain mixed with admiration of wanting to be like someone. But then you have the second kind of envy, malicious envy. It's the kind of envy where it's resentful, it's hateful. You want to be better than the other person. You want them to not have what they have. You want them to lose that and you want to gain it for yourself. It is a mindset that seeks to destroy rather than build up. Recently, I've struggled a lot with this. When I see people who are better than me at the things I desire to be good at, I feel envy. I feel this quiet whisper that says, why not me? If they're not better than me, I don't care. If they're better than me at something that I don't desire to be good at, I still don't care. If it's not something that I'm actively trying to be good at, something that I define my worth in, something that makes me feel special, doesn't matter. But when I find someone who is better than me, who is succeeding more than me, at one of those things that I hold so close to my heart, that I think of as defining me, then I feel envy. Someone tells a funny joke, and I feel offended because I'm supposed to be the funny one. Someone has a blog, and they have more subscribers than me. How could you? Someone talks to a girl that I have a crush on, and I feel betrayal. Envy eats away at me, making me feel that I am less of a person, both because of the person that I'm envious of and because of the guilt that I feel because of being envious of that person. I get struck in the heart twice. Envy truly is a miserable feeling. I once heard from pastor and theologian Gavin Ortlund. He said that there's no heaven that envy can't turn into hell. Basically what he meant is that there is no paradise, there's no situation, no amount of joy that envy cannot ruin. Envy can make anything, any situation, feel like a desolate wasteland. Envy can take the joy and the peace and the hope out of any situation that you are in, over any great feeling that you have. You can take it and it will just rip it out of your heart. In the Divine Comedy, the Divine Comedy is a 14th century poem written by Dante, and it narrates the soul's journey towards God. It's divided into three parts. You have the Inferno, the Purgatorio, and then the Paradiso, so representing hell, purgatory, and heaven. Now, when people were in purgatory, getting their sins purged from them, the punishment for the envious was their eyes being sewn shut. Before they could enter paradise, before they could get to heaven, they had to purge their sin from them. They had to get rid of their envy. How did they do it? They closed their eyes. They closed their eyes. Because they could not rejoice in the success of others in their past life, now they could no longer see anything at all. It's ironic. They spent their whole lives looking around at other people, and it's only in death that they can now look inwards. Despite the literary nature of the Divine Comedy, I think the message can be applied to our modern feelings of envy. When you're feeling envious of others, close your eyes and look within. Don't worry about what others have or how tall their successes may seem. Count your own blessings and see the way in which your life too overflows with quiet grace. See the way in which God is reaching out to you in the ordinary aspects of life. See the way in which you are blessed. And I know that we go through a lot of struggles in life. I've been through my own. I'm going through my own. But try to think of the ways in which God has blessed your life. This may look like keeping a gratitude journal, may look like saying a thank you prayer before you go to sleep, may look like watching a YouTube video on gratitude, or maybe even listening to a sermon by a 20-year-old. One thing I've realized in my life is that envy fades not when we achieve more, but when we realize that our value was never meant to be measured against anyone else's. Our value doesn't come from how many friends we have, how popular we are, or even how we feel about ourselves. A lot of times we see our value through other people, me included. The days that I receive the most attention from other people are the days that I feel more valuable. I feel like I'm a better person. But on those days when I don't talk to anyone, I don't receive any praise and any love, I don't receive any adoration or admiration. On those days when I'm alone with my own thoughts, I struggle to see my value and my wonder, and I wonder if it even exists. If there's one thing that I want to leave you all with, feel comfort knowing that you are valuable because you are created in the Imago Dei, the image of God. You are loved so much by God that you have infinite, unbounded worth. In the stillness behind closed eyes, we begin to see more clearly that contentment comes not from comparison, but from understanding ourselves. Look within. See the way in which your life, too, is blessed. See the way in which God is reaching out to you. Don't look at others. Close your eyes and look within. And for the first time, you'll be able to see yourself more clearly. May God bless you all.